Welcome to God's Way, YTVY. I'm Adolphina, Shephard, and this is my co-host Thomas Knight, Templar.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Well, we're going to do a couple of interesting things tonight, but first, let's say that we're going to be crossing over some spirits that are stuck here, probably millions of them, and we're going to be talking about how to become an empath or empathic. So we have a couple of wonderful guests. Josephine is a regular of ours, Josephine Perone. I'm going to let her start off. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll go over to Danielle.
Sure. I am a spiritual intuitive healer, also a mentor, and also a teacher. Well, mentor, teacher, also do workshops, and I've done healings, connecting crystals and grid lines, and transmutating energy. That has been a focus of mine in the last 2 years, and the interstellar beings dealing with me, because it wasn't that easy for me to cope with that issue at first. I've also become part of the council. They're here guiding us and guarding us and protecting us, and continue to illuminate us so that I've reached, and also helping everyone else reach their universal gateways, which is amazing.
Wow, you got that out pretty good.
Yeah. So we're doing wonderful work. And accolades to all the other mentors in the world, in the universe, helping us.
All right.
Oh, yeah. In fact, you had mentioned that they wanted us to acknowledge the help that they've given us to get to the stage we have, right?
Absolutely, because they wanted the new universal.
Acknowledge Athena that you forgot last time.
Oh, right. The other archangels, Athena and Ariel and Anna Maria, and there's so many of them. Sophia, Athena was the most positive. The Hera actually as well. The Romans called her Juno, but it was Hercules and so many. Of course, all the they wanted me to acknowledge the female divinity in the archangels and the ascended beings.
Well, we're in a female energy now.
Right. Well, now what's happening is that we're balancing it, so it's no more patriarchal. It's the balance of patriarchs and matriarchs together, in unity, in solidarity. So we've managed to
perfect yin yang.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
yeah, it didn't work too well when the patriarch ruled the world, and it didn't work too well when the divine feminine alone ruled the world, so now we're coming into balance.
Absolutely.
I think that's a beautiful thing, really.
And they wanted to acknowledge that. That's also why they consider that the divine feminine number is number 13, which is also Blessed Mother Mary's number as well. So it's a combination of so many things that have, the Golden Christ consciousness came in over the summer. The divine light, diamond light key codes came in over the summer. I mean, there's so many wonderful things that came. We're not done yet. And then we also had these hurricanes, and floodings and things that happen, that natural disasters due to tectonic plates, due to clearing templates.
Clearing the energies and negative energies is what it was. Anyway, we'll turn it over to Danielle. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Danielle, and I have been a student, if you will, of Josephine's. She has been my mentor for approximately 5 or 6 years, and I recently started coming into my gifts, becoming more empathic, and as I'm discovering and feeling different things, I call her up and say, hey, what's happening? What's going on here? So she's kind of helping me along the way.
Right, because the enlightenment furnished with spiritual understanding. I had to go all through that whole process so that I can help others move forward with their gifts.
Basically alone in the beginning. You remember that?
Oh my goodness, yeah. We went through all the beginning stages from the beginning stages all the way to this point.
Yep.
And what does it take? The effort
of the will.
Effort of the will.
That's it.
Discipline. Once you step onto the path, it is a daily thing. I mean, it is not just something you play with where you go get a psychic reading here or there, you go do that. No, it is a daily thing.
And you can't shut it off.
No, and you'll be, people get they get in trouble because they don't realize that it is a path that really requires, what were Jesus' apostles called?
What?
Disciples.
Disciples.
And
His
what's
disciples.
disciple mean? Discipline. They was something
disciplined.
every day, every day.
Well, they were
right?
disciplined by the greatest metaphysician
Of all time.
of all time, and that
right?
was Jesus.
Absolutely.
You know, and just that when they went out into the world after Jesus told them he's going to ascend now and going up to heaven, he told them to go out into the world and spread the good news. And when they did, they spread the good news with their own news added in there, and
Right.
from that day forward, the word has been subverted. So,
Yeah,
men are fallible, God is not.
that is true.
The truths that we've been teaching is the Christ consciousness, the cosmic consciousness, and the cosmic virtues.
But they didn't do that.
No.
They didn't do that. They created their own misconceptions. So
They did.
Well, we weren't there, so we don't really
We-
know how
right.
in the world it came about, except that we know that the Bible was changed, what was it, by Constantine, was it? And when he got them all together and eliminated different books
Well,
from the
that was
Bible and so forth, but-
the Council of Nicene, I think
Right.
it was, right? Where
Right.
they did that.
Nicene.
They omitted a lot of the books of Enoch, the books that would show that there is mysticism, the books that would show that even the book of Judas Iscariot, that's been through all the years that I've been here, made the bad guy. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And when it comes into his book, if you ever get a chance to see it or read it, you'll read that Jesus asked him to do that.
I read that. I read
he
his
loved
book.
him so much
Yeah.
that he did it, but he couldn't live with himself, so he hung himself.
Right. Well, I don't know, and we're getting kind of off topic, but, in those
Well,
days.
she started it.
Well,
Well, I wanted to talk about metaphysics. Metaphysics is
that led to Jesus,
Right.
and here we are
he
again.
was the greatest metaphysical teacher. It always leads back to the Christ.
Okay, stay
That's
tuned for
true.
the next show. Anyway, let me ask you something. As a new empathic, okay,
Sure.
what do you think about it?
It's wild. It is
it's
wild.
totally different. I mean, when you're new at it, and all these weird things start happening. Well,
Yep.
they're not weird, but they start happening.
Right.
And then you start saying, did I really see that? And you
Yes.
start second guessing yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are little moments when you think you're crazy, or was that a dream, or did I really wake up and see that?
That's it.
And yep, that's what leads to me calling her sometimes 3 times a day. Hey, this just happened. Wait, is this real? Did that really? Like, what did I see?
We were waiting for this moment. He was so disciplined in implementing all your prayers and raising your vibrational frequencies
Yes.
and sending that love to the universe, and through your daily experiences as an empath is how we, as you were my charge, we went through your daily life and moved you forward day by day in that process.
Right.
So we got you the perfect love. We got you into a good space. You became, the
You want to
stepmother
simplify
of a
that for the
beautiful
audience
child.
and for us viewers? The learning process of it?
The learning process is a day-to-day process. Absolutely. There are those that are charges that when they're aligned perfectly, we go according to their alignment. What they need to know, what's going to happen, what's going to unlock, how to actually put them forward. Danielle at one point was one of those people. The science of the mind, dynamics of ego is a very important thing to understand. So if I would tell her to do something, she would do the complete opposite. So we would,
True story.
don't. I'm going to go to
Well,
you were a
California and
tardy
live there. I was like,
student.
go
I was
ahead.
bad.
At that point, I was like, go ahead, go live in California. Then she called me up and said, I don't want to live there. I was like, I don't want to go there. I was like,
She knew I wasn't going to go, but she told me to go because she knew I wasn't going to.
You started picking it up. I was like, whatever I tell her not to do, she's going to. That was the beginning, though.
Yeah. We've
so-
come a long way since then.
Absolutely. You're a beautiful light in this world, and we're grateful that you've come to assist and do your part.
I'm grateful that you've shown me how to shine my light.
You'll have to tell us about some of these things you've been seeing, because I know over the years, my God, I can't tell you how delightful it was at times and how terrifying it was at times, until till the point being that you almost don't have no fear left, because,
Right.
and you do need a certain percentage of fear. 3% is the proper amount of fear, so that if there's something emergency, you can get yourself together to propel
Right.
yourself forward. but most people have something more like 98% fear.
Well, of course,
you
because
know.
they give into those emotions. They let their emotions guide who they are.
Well,
Right.
All right?
right.
They live in the world of the five senses.
Right.
And what you can't see, smell, or hear, or taste, or whatever it is, then it cannot be real in
Right.
their minds. That's why they're going to be stagnated in this dimension, in
Yeah.
this 3D world.
Well, it affects the subconscious, but it's also being implemented by those who would like us to stay
That's
subdued
right.
in our
Fear,
subconscious,
right,
in
right.
fear.
For
That's
sure.
right.
Well, the first time I saw something, I was terrified. I thought, I mean, I was having a panic attack in the middle of the night, and
Those are always fun.
no, not so much. But the next day, after I called her, of course, first thing, and I woke up. What was that? What happened? And after she explained it, it happened again, and there was a sense of calm. That
Because you're not
'Cause
afraid
you-
of it.
that I was
Right.
able to,
Because
yeah,
you're not afraid of it. Now, you
No.
face your fears. Keep in mind, that your fear is inverted faith. Right now
is.
you're new at this, so you're not really grasping it too much, but you'll remember what I just said because that's
No,
going to
I-
stick in your head.
I will.
So anytime you see this, you're going to say, fear is inverted faith.
It's funny that you mentioned fear because I suffered from anxiety, panic attacks from a very young age.
Okay?
And I didn't realize, obviously, when I was younger and going through it, that I was sensing energies. And I wasn't aware that that's what was happening. Obviously, now that I've
It was
come into
making you
it,
anxious and everything. Yeah.
oh, I would pick up on other people's energy and I would start to feel what they were feeling. And I didn't know what was happening or why I was feeling that way.
See that with the empathic stuff? I have to shut it off because there's people who I'm very close who I love dearly.
Right.
And when they start having hard times,
You absorb it.
I feel like I'm having a heart attack. So I stop that stuff on a dime.
Right.
Because if you don't, poof.
Well,
Right,
well, that's one of the things that it's more like an uncovering and learning a gift that's already there, because I do think most empaths are born, and because most people are born with gifts, everybody's born with gifts. It's a matter of uncovering them and learning them. And then the empath, suddenly you're in a good mood, and then some horrible, scary, mad person comes in, and now you pick up on that, and you say, okay, what's wrong? What's wrong? What am I scared of, or whatever, and you don't realize it's that person.
Right.
Or maybe a bad spirit walked in the room and you're sensing it, but you can't see it,
Right.
Yeah.
Or if they're crying and you're close to them and you feel weepy and you don't know
Right.
why.
Right.
It's hard to kind of figure out, gee, is this personal stuff?
It's because you're
Is this from somebody else?
it's because your empathic ability
Right, and
latches
that's-
on
that's
to
what I
their,
taught-
to their sorrows.
Taught her
and
how to
their
discern
things.
if it belongs to her or if it belongs to another.
Yeah.
But most empathic people, like you said, they do all suffer from anxiety, which can cause a lot of other problems and delays with self-medicating, with acting like the world is going to come to an end, so they're going to go out and party like a rock star because they can't deal with things, and they're going to be lost and they're fragmented and all over the place until you scoop them up, until they come in your presence and you scoop them up and you're like, sit down, this is going to be fine. And then you guide them along all the steps.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't even know that you're actually doing that. You're doing it behind the scenes in so many ways, implementing the prayers and sending them light so that they calm down, or they call you when they have it's a lot of it has to do with psychology as well.
It does.
Yeah.
But when they tell you straighten up, fly right, face your fears. No, I say don't face your fears. Just give them away. Give them to God and the angels, and they'll take
Yep.
care of it.
Right, cast
Give
every
them
burden
away.
onto the Christ within you, go free.
Don't
Is the saying.
accept that stuff. Don't keep that stuff to
class
yourself.
sentience. It's not an easy thing to deal with.
It's not an easy thing to deal with, but as you become more versed and seasoned in,
Yeah.
in this
Right.
life, you'll see that. Why did I ever think that? And then you'll say
Until
to
the
yourself,
day that you can say, power moves, power can move, but nothing can move the power.
Well, one thing too about being empathic, and I learned this with my husband because he obviously is, but he refuses to admit it.
one of those
one
too?
of those, yeah,
She
one
is
of those,
one of those
one
too.
of those,
I do.
right?
he's
All
a
of
guy
sudden-
thing. They're called Italians.
Yeah,
That's
hard
it.
heads, right? Hard
Yeah,
heads.
that's it. Destarure.
A lot of
Anyway.
it is the world consciousness, like this storm. Everybody gets worried about the storm and their relatives in Florida and here, and then it's like a mass
Well, you know what? When
consciousness,
you
you
get
know?
everybody has that energy and they're putting out that they're worried about it, they're
Yeah.
scared about it, and this,
Yep.
that. I had my brothers, I was talking to them on the phone, and one of them was dead in Tampa on the border there, Clearwater, and he was right in harm's way. Didn't get a scratch, didn't damage his house, didn't do anything.
Wow, good
All right?
for him.
Because I was covering him.
Right.
Protecting him.
Divine
and covering-
protection.
and I was covering my other brother and my best friend Jimmy and other people I know down there. And none of them have any problems.
Wow, that's great.
All right. Well, the point of it is this: is that when you direct that healing, that blessing,
Right.
you're protecting your family, your friends. Okay. And the hurricane came through there and destroyed places, you know, and like the Keys,
That's
forget
rough.
about it. Looks like a parking lot down there.
Well, you know, this is the first time I saw it all over Facebook. People sending out
they're sending negativity out.
No, sending
And
out
fear.
mass emails to pass this along and everybody join in a group prayer.
A group
Yeah.
prayer.
For
I did
Florida,
see that.
and I really appreciated that. And of course, I did some work myself, and I think most of us probably did each in our
Yeah.
own
Yeah.
way. You know, so I think that's good. You know,
that-
but you have to be careful though with the empath stuff. Are you picking up on world consciousness? Because remember, in reality, we're a drop of an ocean in the body of God. So we're really all one, even though we don't we don't sense it until you learn better.
Right.
So if half the world is scared to death or in a war, you know, you're going to pick up on that. And you know what? Unless you know better and start to say, gee, is that my feeling?
Right.
Or is that what's happening in the collective? You don't realize.
Well,
No.
that's true. And going
Right.
back onto the storm,
But
though,
you know what you know what the hurricane said to me?
What?
The hurricane said,
don't give me one of them dumb jokes or something blue or something. What?
he called me a coconut tree. They said, hold on to your nuts because we're going to blow hard.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Oh my God.
You know, you sound like you have one of his guys who's always cracking jokes.
Oh
Yeah.
my
They
God.
told me I need to lighten up after 3 years of involution and meditation. They're like, lighten up.
Did you borrow him from me?
Well, I think I've had my own over time.
Okay. No, the thing I was saying before, like everybody, you know, saw the hurricane coming, and the fear grows, and the media is pumping
Yeah,
it into
they make
everybody.
it worse.
Oh, do this! You know, the fear grows, and I truly believe that negative fear was empowering that storm to be greater than it
100%.
was.
They attracted it.
Okay.
And then there was all
and that's
the
what
light
happened with
workers who were doing
Sandy.
the complete opposite.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we're thankful that it could have done way more damage.
It could have done way more
than it
damage.
did.
I mean,
That's how
you
I
know.
always perceive it.
I think we had a lot of prayer taking it down, you know, from where it was supposed to be.
I saw those prayer chains all over Facebook, you know, and I won't say that I gave into that, I lent into one, because somebody asked me for prayer, I'll pray. I don't
Right.
need to type yes, you know what I mean? I'll just
Well, you know
send
what?
out the
It's
blessing.
always everyone feels helpless because they can't do anything. I
Well, they
always
feel
think
that that's the
no
only
one
thing
is
they
ever
can
helpless
do.
in any situation. You could always send love and prayer and healing to a situation.
That's right.
And that's how you can help, whether it be a sick child, whether it be a hurricane, whether it be, you know, some other circumstances. That is the way that we can assist.
Well, you
And it
know,
makes you feel powerful enough to be able to do that in unity and solidarity and the indivisible whole and oneness, where it's connected to your heart center. You just send the love and the prayer out there and understand that it absolutely is absorbed into the infinite good and the healing of whatever you're praying for. And that's the most important thing.
you know, I was just thinking about the empathic, how you actually get to a point. You get to a point, since you're a newbie, and I tell this to all the
The novice.
Yes, she's a newbie. That's what I call a newbie. There comes a point where you are so strong in your own vibration that now you direct the energy instead of the energy
Right.
directs you, because you know that's one of the key things, especially for air signs. I don't know if any of you are an air sign, but if you're an air sign, you know you have a tendency to go where the wind blows you,
Right.
unless you are fully grounded, right? Well, once you are grounded and you acknowledge now, oh, I know what that is. That's the collective consciousness
Right.
doing that, right? And then you know you continue to build your own spiritual body. You now direct the energy. You see what I mean? mean?
Right. Yes. No, I do.
Yeah,
I
so-
experienced that.
And so that's the best way to be.
Right.
You don't want to go hither, there, hither, where, because somebody else is in a bad mood, you know, or there's a storm brewing.
Right,
Or,
you harness your own energy and keep your peace and your poise and your power. Those are the 3 P's I use all the time:
See, the
peace,
thing-
poise, and power.
The thing I would tell you is that you are latched to a very, very good teacher. Okay.
Thank you, I appreciate
There are
it.
plenty of teachers out there, some good, some, you know, but you latched onto a really good one. All right, that I know from experience. We bounce stuff off each other constantly.
Yeah.
You know, but what I want to say
It takes
to you,
a lot of your intent.
Yeah.
You know, your intent is always to help those who need the help. But their own investment is very necessary.
oh, yeah.
For it as a charge. They
Yeah.
need to be, you know, so we teach them little by little, step by step, and move them into the right places at the right time.
that's true.
So that when they're ready, just, you know, God conceals some of his saints in the stars and keeps them hidden until they're ready. And then all of a sudden it just unlocks, but
Yeah.
already grounded in so many aspects. It's like, okay, now we can open up and learn the rest of, you know, unlock those key codes and all that, the multidimensional selves and setting out all the
I see
energy.
you're wearing your pearls too, huh?
No, I'm not wearing pearls. Oh, yes, I am. Actually, I was given this bracelet by my niece because I consecrated the beach at Bradley Beach many
Yeah, yeah.
summers in a row, and she gave me this bracelet, and it has the sand of Bradley Beach in it.
Very pretty.
cool.
And I wasn't
somebody just
expecting
gave
that,
me
and I was
today.
like, oh.
They gave me 2 pictures of Padre Pio with the healing oil
Oh, nice.
that was on it, you know. So I said, wow, that's pretty nice. And how did she pick me out to do that? I see, maybe because maybe I look like him a little, you know. Anyway, what I was going to say to you before is that you latched on to a very good teacher. There's many people
No, I
out there
know.
that want to learn or want to, I hate to say it to learn, you are,
Right.
or all of you are mediums, but you have to recognize the God presence in you and then start to learn. But you need to be taught by somebody who's very, very good, and somebody who's got all sorts of issues of their own.
No.
Coming into that knowledge and stuff like that, there are many people who go seeking this one, go see this one flips a card, this one does this, one pulls a rabbit out of a hat. You're not going to learn anything like that because you're
No.
bouncing around,
Right.
okay? And the information you get is going to be tainted. All right, so I tell you, if you want to become metaphysical and you want to get into metaphysics, find a very good mentor. All right, that's my message
No.
for you
Yeah.
tonight.
No, I'm very
How was that,
grateful
sis?
for Josephine. Honestly, I don't know where I would be in my journey without you.
But you like me too, right?
Oh, I like you too. But for 5 years, I mean, you know, I'm very grateful to you. Thank you. You invested a lot. And
Well, you know, I had mentors as well. You know, everyone bounces things off each other. Actually, Tom is the first one that walked into my house, and I was petrified. And I was like,
That was
like,
fun, though.
Can you go downstairs and see if do you feel anything down there? I've been encompassed by thousands of spirits for months on end. This is like 2002, 2003.
I mean, there was stuff going on. there.
And I had nobody, you know, I don't have a Greek yaya. So and I also had a daughter and children that I need to protect because I knew
Right.
there was a lot of entities. So that
You really didn't
feeling of being
realize
a
that they were very
matriarch
sensitive,
is
too.
impelled- Yeah, exactly. So
Mommy protecting the cubs.
Yeah.
There's no
and
harm
that's
there.
what they
Yep.
use
Yeah.
to open up my gifts and be okay. I got to do this because, you know, I'm being impelled to. You see angels, you see spirits, you see negative things, you have blowing things blowing around you and negative entities. It was a whirlwind. And my daughter also, who is very gifted, would actually validate a lot of things for me. There was a lot of screaming that went on, you know, for a long period of time until I harnessed it. You know,
Dealing with, at the time, a teen, you know, and it's hard enough to get through without being a medium.
right. But I was her mentor,
Right.
and but I taught her what to do, so now she knows what to do. Because
Okay.
although we stopped talking about certain things, I put her in the field of massage therapy for her healing. She can touch people and know exactly what's wrong with them now.
That's good.
That's how she utilized her. That's how I put her in the field to utilize her gifts. And then she came across other mentors who were teaching massage therapy that were also very gifted. And so she now knows that you know, she can use her gifts as she wants to, as to heal people for the intent that her gifts were given to her in that capacity. She can see, feel, understand.
Right.
Her own spirit guides appear to her in the flesh sometimes, just to let her give her messages.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, I've had that experience many times as well, but it was cool to have it pass on to your daughter, ask
Oh,
the angels
yeah.
to help with things, and Ma, this is what happened today, and that's what happened today. And every day I wait for her to come home from school and tell me exactly what happened.
Now, how about your family? Or any of your family gifted? Like, it runs in families a lot of the times.
I know my father is.
Oh, yeah?
He doesn't want anything to do with it, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, a lot of us were
That sounds like
burned.
somebody I know in my family happens to be sitting out there
Yeah,
somewhere.
somebody that was burned at a stake, maybe, in another life. Or,
I might burn a steak.
like-
I don't know about being burned.
You know
No,
what?
I mean, a lot of times that's what keeps it.
The angels came to me and said, we're no longer going to be burned or have any difficulty pursuing our intent to be the enlighteners, bringing out a spiritual gifts, because that part is over.
Right,
Right.
I know.
We
but
already
that
suffered
fear
all that. Yeah, that's
persists in
like-
a lot of people. So that's why it's
It did me as well. I had an aversion to the whole realm.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do. I don't want
Yeah,
to do this. I want to
exactly.
shut it off. Did they? The angels were persistent.
Yeah.
in
See,
bringing
my
it forward.
mom is like that. She's very empathic, my mom. She can feel
Yeah.
things, she can see things. And
But
she's,
they got that fear inside. That's because in prior lifetimes we suffered through those
They were
hard.
chastised,
Yeah.
back in that time, in those days. You got to remember one thing: anything that would go contrary to church,
right.
Puritans,
Of course, the church wanted the power,
Right.
Yeah,
I
right?
did a lot of
they-
past life clearings where many were thrown down the well, burned.
Yeah.
And that's a key. That is a key. Past
Right,
life
exactly.
healing and clearings.
Past life healing and clearing
Yeah.
is something that
Yeah.
that I do now. That's very important to do. But I also center and focus them and ground them, put them in the holy I am presence, remove all the dark entities, the implant chakra,
Yeah.
all of that in one session.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm like,
definitely.
we just need to move people forward. I was like, none with the playing around. I was like, let's do all this in one.
Oh,
That's
I
actually
know,
what she
I
said to
know.
me.
I mean, when I tell people that they've got to do implant removal every month for 3 years, they don't
Do it
believe me, but you have to,
4
Or,
times
karma.
Tom, you got this huge Morpheus device in your neck. I said, yeah, it's a stinking pillow that I bought from that guy on TV. That thing is a piece
Right,
of
I had to
garbage.
FaceTime Tom from Italy. I'm like, Tom, I was like, what's going on here? And he's like, there's something on your shoulder because you're at the beach. I was like, all right, let's get it off.
That's true.
I was like, we have to help each other. 'cause-
Right.
That's what we
Exactly.
do. You know why? Because if you want to just ask the average Joe, they just think that you're crazy.
Right. Right.
I think half the people in this wards, mental wards, are just gifted
Oh,
people.
they're
who-
gifted
Who
people.
don't
Oh, that I
know
believe.
You know what? We
anything.
do have the sense of
I do believe
spiritual
that.
discernment where you can tell who has neurological deficits, because sometimes we can't propel people into their gifts
Right.
because they have neurological deficits.
Right.
So that's something else that we learned how to discern, because it would be too problematic. The pragmatics of it wouldn't suit them.
Right.
But they might have been in a past life. You just want to help them be calm. Their soul, keep their souls calm. So you say the blessing for that. I mean, we've tried.
Well, one of the things I want to find out, you were mentioning you saw ectoplasm. And that brought me right in. The vision I had immediately was
Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Right? Was it like that?
when I asked her what it was, that's what she told me, ectoplasm. And that's who I thought of, the green guy from
Yeah.
Ghostbusters. But no, it was not
Slimer?
green. Yeah, that's who I thought of.
Well,
The ectoplasm
what
usually
did the
generally shows as
ectoplasm
white.
look like from your experience?
It looked like, when somebody smokes a cigarette, but they don't inhale and the smoke just kind of like swirls up? It was that, but black, and about the
Oh.
size of this table.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes,
Where was that coming from?
it was hovering over my husband's body.
Oh, boy.
Right. So that was netting. So when I called the
Zapped it out?
interstellar, it was an interstellar issue. The interstellar beings, they showed up at her house, beaming light in her window. She's like, "What's that bright light?"
I was.
And then
What's
I
that on
asked
my-
the interstellar beings, I said, you need to identify yourself. You're scaring her. Identify yourself and show up, and then we'll discern discern the problem. So then 2 nights later, right, you tell them,
So I woke up in the middle of the night, and every time this happens, it's the middle of the night, and I get woken up out of a dead sleep.
You ever look at your clock? At
It's
that time?
always between like 2, 3, 3,
Yeah,
4.
but is it triplets in numbers?
I don't know.
Like 222, 333.
I don't know. I'm not really
Be
that
aware
good
of-
at being
no,
aware of the
just
numbers. I'm learning
just
that I need
aware
to
of that
be.
because that
Yes.
means your angels are with you.
Right.
Right.
So.
So then what?
So I saw, it's a weird, like I feel weird saying it because it's like, did I really see that?
Spit it
Okay,
out.
She
okay,
did,
so
dear.
they were like mini people, and there was like 30 of them in my bedroom.
Oh, that was the.
Cool.
That they were.
That
Yeah,
was
that's
that
what
was-
she said, cool, but it
that's
wasn't
right, I was like, cool.
when
Well,
I
it's-
saw it.
It's like they
Because-
were.
What were they
having
wearing?
like a panic
Because
attack.
this is the first time. You don't.
Yeah.
Here's what you got to do. When you see these things, okay, just close your eyes and let them do what they're here to welcome you.
Right.
Just close your eyes
Right.
and just go back to sleep.
Well, I did. I closed my eyes, and then my
You know how
heart
many
was
times I've
pounding,
opened
and I
my
was
eyes
sweating.
and the archangels or my medical team was working on me, doing things and stuff like that. I just did one of these, and said, okay, and went back to sleep.
Right.
With
Right,
a
so
caveat, if they're black, brown, or gray, time to call on Jesus.
They're no good, right.
You go, help, Jesus.
Right, she's-
You
Light
know,
my white
But you
candle.
know what? That alarmed me
Pay
when
your
you said that
bunny.
about the
Yeah.
black stuff that hovered over. You said your husband's body did?
Yes.
Because one time I was sleeping and this being tried to walk into my side. They couldn't
Right.
get in. And then and I assessed it was black, and which was not good.
Right.
And so then it tried to get in my chakras, laid down on the top of my
Oh my
body,
gosh.
and I couldn't get rid of it, and I couldn't move. And I screamed in my mind, help, Jesus, and he ripped that sucker off,
Oh my
right?
gosh.
So
Oh my
I said,
God.
no, wait a minute. So this is the next day after I'm calmed down. I say, okay, how was that ever allowed to happen?
Right.
He said, well, that was a test for you to know that nothing can ever hurt you.
Wow.
Exactly.
All right.
But that was scary.
Right.
You know, and so whenever I hear anything of that, and I've had other people come to me and say things like this have happened where they've
Right.
been paralyzed, they've seen these dark things and stuff.
Right.
Right.
That's
well,
what
her
you
husband is a firefighter.
do. Oh, uh-huh.
He's a lieutenant, so you know I've been working with him for many years too. So there's a lot of times where he has the first responders at the scene, person's already
Right,
dead
yeah.
or
And they might cling to him.
and
Yeah.
they cling to him.
He has
so
a tendency to bring them
every few months I'm like, all right, he's forgetting. His ego is kicking because he
Right.
must be encroached upon. So I go and give him a clearing. I've helped them do so
But
many.
keep in mind, being a
keep them- keep them
firefighter and being
vibrating to the
Yeah.
to the highest power
but being a firefighter
by being
and-
vigilant, hyper vigilant over. Huh?
Can I
I'm
get
sorry.
to that?
Go ahead, say
Okay.
it.
Being a firefighter, it's a macho type of thing, and you could very easily slip it back into the 3D world or
Right.
back into the nonsense of the ego and everything else. However, he is able to get past that when it comes to it.
Right.
But the point of it is that ability helps him to utilize his men and keep them as safe as possible because he does have that ability.
Yeah.
All right, I have a friend of mine, he's a captain, and I've been teaching him on and off things like that. And it helps him to train the newbies,
Right.
using your word, the newbies, at
Probies.
the probies, whatever they are, spelling bees, I don't care what they call them. All right, it helps them to train them better.
Yeah.
Okay, and build that camaraderie that comes up when they go into their own firehouses and go on
sure.
from there.
Well, the one thing I wanted to talk about regarding this, and you keyed in on the thing about clearing, which we should start that pretty soon, but I wanted to tell people the way I've learned in my experience, the best way to bring people along, and everybody's different, but I usually go in through the back door, and you mentioned that as a matter of fact, where you work on repairing the physical, spiritual, emotional, mental body. And as it's repaired, your gifts start to come on live, and you become strengthened. You work on the grid system, close all the holes in your aura. Spirits can't get in your aura.
Right.
You work, and you do it continually. And as you continually do these things, chakra clearing and balancing, that's key. A lot of gunk stored in those chakras. Meridian clearing and healing, key. It's a main part of your system. And there's just so many things, but in the emotional body, the hardest one I found was the mental body.
Yeah.
The mental body was the hardest one because, it's the thought process and how you try to keep yourself from thinking certain things, or you've been taught all your life to say this a certain way, but it's incorrect. You know what I mean? It's incorrect.
That process starts from the very beginning of learning how to transmute ego's false back
False
and forth,
thoughts,
or
yeah.
false thoughts, and that there's no saying, right? Watch with diligence all your motives and intent with your word and your thought, because out of them will come the issues of your life. Out of them will come crystallizing the external.
Right.
So
Right.
we've endeavored for many, many years doing extrications, demonology, you name it, interstellar beings, that they influence your thought systems as well.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
key. Yeah, that's why you have to stay clean.
So,
First thing.
not only
clear
can you see
everybody.
them, you discern their energy, and you
That's
need to
right.
know exactly what they're implementing them to keep them afraid or keep them weak
Well, you
or keep them
also-
subdued.
You need to
Right.
know where
So you
those
go
thoughts
in
come
there,
from.
and
Right.
you need to know where it's coming
You
from.
know it's not yours.
With the thought system, though, keep in mind that the average person has somewhere near 150,000 thoughts a day. Okay, and some of them you just, they're the stupidest thoughts. You're not even, you're daydreaming when you're
Right.
thinking.
You say 150.
But
Are you sure it's not?
150,000.
Okay, I was going to
With
say
women,
that's
it could
more
be
like
dust up to 200 million.
Right,
Wow.
Okay,
right.
but
Yep.
anyway, somebody like that back there.
Right.
Okay. Anyway,
That's why we can multitask better than men. Isn't that the truth?
okay,
Not arguing that.
okay. I won't touch that because there's more of you guys here than me. It's just me and Sebby.
You're smart. You're
We're,
smart.
we're out of commission here.
Well, do
With the thoughts, as I was saying that, keep in mind that whether you think it or you say it orally, okay, if you say something that's that negative connotation or that negative thought and you express it that way, okay, what I like to do is when I know I crossed the line, I just trash delete it and disempower it.
Right.
This way it doesn't go out to the universe and manifest.
Right.
The average people don't know how to do that.
they don't.
And the problem is that they wind up saying, like, got all these things that are happening to me. If I didn't have bad luck, I'd have no luck. Well, keep on saying that
And they
because guess
create
what?
it.
Well, they
Right?
do. They draw it to
They
themselves.
create this monster of a
right.
thing. Like,
You can't-
I had this one person, and Josephine said to me, she says, Tom, enough. This is
Right.
how many years with that woman in Brooklyn, right? The things she would say to me make me cringe. Oh, you can't help me, but pray for me. Why would I pray for you if I can't help you?
Right, you're drawing that to yourself. If
know?
you don't think she can help you,
I-
then
you know,
you're not
and
going to be
I'm
able
trying to tell her over and over again is that you've already been given your gifts. You already had the path open. You already have what you need to know to get beyond this.
Right.
And I'm beyond help. Nobody can help.
Oh,
It's a
that would drive me
mindset.
nuts.
Yeah.
That would drive me nuts.
You have to distance
Well, you
yourself
know
from
what?
those people.
Yeah, actually, I had a friend like that too.
Oh,
so
boy.
I know.
Right.
Talk about
There are
bringing
those
your
that
head
came
down.
into this world to play the victim part the whole time. They're the ones that teach us who we are by them playing the victims. Remember that. They have their part too.
Yep.
But it's up to you to extract yourself from their line of thinking that they're actually infusing
I
their
walked in
energy
this woman's
in you.
house
They're
and
connecting cords.
Yeah.
They're doing all kinds of things.
I cleared her house. She has some fun stuff in
but
there. I brought her into some Santeria crap and all this
Oh,
stuff.
jeez.
Man, you don't know what I walked into that house. That thing was
jeez.
like walking into the monsters. Looked like you were walking into
It's things that
something
they've been
good.
keeping hidden. So, in order for you to cut all the ties, sever all the cords,
That's what I did.
and move forward, it's like it's okay to remove
That's what I
detrimental people
did.
from your life that don't want to move forward.
Right.
Sometimes they just can't because they were brought here to play that victim
To
part.
be the martyr.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, especially like as somebody who's like just coming into their gifts, I feel like people don't realize how much damage they do to themselves. Like they really are the creators of their own demise and they don't even know it.
It's the
Everything that goes
Self-sabotage.
negatively for you is self-inflicted
Right.
by something you've said or some
What
action
comes
you've
out of your
done.
mouth comes into your life.
You
I
know,
That's
believe
right.
that.
people don't realize it. It even says it in the Bible. The word creates all. Now, even if you don't even have to say it, since the galactics and the rest of the galaxies practically, they used telepathy.
Yeah.
So even if you're saying a prayer or thinking a thing in your head, it is the same as speaking.
Yeah.
It is speaking. It's,
It is.
it's telepathy. You know
That-
what it
Remember
is.
when the Andromedan Council came to visit you, the 30 guys with the glowing blue light?
Yep.
Did you
And she
like
goes,
that?
But why didn't they
remember
talk to me? I said, they used. If you would have not been,
If you would have relaxed,
they
you
would
would
have
have heard it.
telepathically
That
communicated with you.
morning when I called her, I said, shut it off, shut my light off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to know. I don't want to
You know what I used to say that in the beginning all the time. Shut the light off.
That's
I
a
was
I was like, you
scared.
can't shut
I
it
know.
off. We learned how to harness it and be focused,
I
centered,
did.
and
No,
grounded.
I did. I'm good, and now I can discern when it's mine and when it's not.
Remember
Perfect.
that
encroached
not,
on.
not
Perfect
to be
alignment.
fearful, because If you're fearful, then you're not going to take the proper steps in case it is a wrong type of entity.
Right.
You're not going to take the proper steps to get rid of it.
No, and I think that's why I did see that one dark one, because it was teaching me that I know how to get rid of it,
Yeah.
and I can, and
Well,
I
that's
did.
it. They just showed me ruby
Exactly.
slippers again
Yeah.
for her now.
Yeah, see,
What?
ruby slippers. Click your ruby slippers and make it go
Oh.
away. You
Right.
know, too, another thing I
You know what they're
learned.
doing too?
Huh?
They're showing me. I'm telling you,
Go
this
ahead,
is
you
going to
tell
be
us,
this is going to be
tell us.
funny. Your little blue guys.
Yeah.
They're showing me them walking around going, hi ho, hi ho.
Oh my gosh, that's what I thought of. The munchkins.
That's what this guy does, right?
Oh my God!
I really, because they were small.
That was funny, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was funny, Tom.
They were small, and then when obviously I Googled everything that we talk about, because I'm just curious by nature. I need to know everything.
You Googled it?
Of course I did. And Andromenance Council.
The Andromedan Council.
So they're, in their humanoid form, they're 3 to 4 foot in stature. And that's what I saw.
But they're very big.
Oh, interesting.
And you know, they can be big or little. It depends on how they want to present themselves to you. But I think it might be
The best is
easier
when
to
you see
transport
when you see
smaller.
the archangels.
Well, you know what? The next
Wait till you
evening,
see them.
one of their spaceships came into her room, and they woke into her when it came in. She's like, "There was this helicopter flying around my room."
It looked like a remote control
I said, "It was a
helicopter.
spaceship." I said,
love
"It
it.
was a spaceship."
This
She goes,
is
"Well,
fun.
if that was the Andromedans, how'd they get in there?"
It was your
Yeah.
ceiling fan. It was blowing
couldn't,
around.
I couldn't. No, it wasn't my ceiling fan. It was like in the
Okay.
Well,
corner.
you know,
It was
I've
like
had
a
that.
helicopter.
It looked like a remote control helicopter.
Well, you know what?
Wait till
Look,
they
you
start
and I
flying over your
both
house
had
and have a remote control,
triangle,
they're black.
tiny
Where'd you
spaceships,
see those?
right?
I've heard
With little
about that.
tiny guys,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. I've
you
seen
tell
so
them about the
many.
I
black
said,
helicopters?
how did they get in there? They're big.
I mentioned it once, twice, but you know.
I don't know. They just teleported in, I guess, walked through.
When-
Spirits can come down.
Right.
We can't go up unless we're able to.
Right.
When
So-
you see your archangels, you're going to love that. Not only are they beautiful, but they're huge. Huge.
Absolutely. Yesterday when I was doing a
18, 20
healing
feet.
on her, right?
Yeah.
There was an emerald angel, which is part of her higher self. That must be that galactic universal thing where she comes from.
Who are you talking about?
Me.
Oh, you.
Danielle,
Oh.
from her higher self.
Okay.
So they were
exciting.
showing me, you know, because now I'm like I want to know, you know, where
Yeah,
where
right,
they're
right,
from,
right,
what
right.
they're part. So they're showing me. So it was an emerald angel is where her gifts come from. So she's part of the 144th dimensional spiritual hierarchy of people that came here to be awakened at this time, as we all are at this moment. So that's why all her gifts are coming out accelerated now, because they're like, enough now, okay, keep going, keep going. She can absorb it because you gave her all the foundations.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's connection somehow to Taught, because he is the Emerald Tablets,
You mean
you know,
Taught?
The
and
emerald tablets.
Taught.
Hot, yeah.
And yeah, I wonder if do you think that's a connection? Because that's what suddenly came to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it came to you like that, then
Because
yes, it
I
is.
saw her. I saw her.
That's
I
like
saw the
touching
vision
my
of
Yeah.
her.
Uh-huh.
What's touching my head?
I was told to read
This
the
side.
Emerald Tablets. Maybe you should too.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Who's Nana?
Who?
Nana?
well, anyway, I think
Could
the
be my
story is
grandmother.
fascinating. I don't know
Somebody's
what they're
like-
talking about.
I never called any of my grandmother's Nana.
You're giving them a private reading, I
Yeah, I
guess.
think
I'm
so.
sorry.
Yeah, it's all right.
He's like, who's touching me?
touching my head.
Okay.
All right, I thought it was you.
No, not me this time. Well, listen, do you want to take a few minutes and,
Yes,
and
let's
do
do
the
this.
crossing over for the souls that are stuck?
Okay.
Because look, I'm looking, we have about 16 minutes left, something like that. And you know what, there's so many. I was thinking about 9/11 2 years ago. We crossed over, Tom and I got the idea for the show because it fell on the exact date. And we crossed over a bunch of spirits. Actually, we had to hold the energy for 3 days. So
Wow.
many people took advantage of that were stuck here and crossed over. Well, now I was thinking about 9/11 just being this week, and I was thinking there's not many for 9/11, but then I heard from Jesus, oh yeah, but there's millions more. So I said, okay, we should take a few minutes and see, you know, if we can link in each other and open the gates for God to take them to whatever gate is appropriate, or Jesus. And how about if we link hands and we send up a little prayer that we're ready.
Make your mind
Are
up.
you guys ready?
Yep.
Well, dear Jesus, we ask your assistance in Father God, Holy Spirit, to help cross over these people on your energy, please, because the last time it took 3 days and made us really, really, really tired.
Oh, yeah.
So if we can use your energy, because I understand there's millions that are trapped here still that needs to cross, And if it's thy will, please open those doors now and send each one into the door that is applicable for them. Thy will be done, amen.
And so be it.
And so be it.
Amen. So be it.
So let's see what we see is happening, see if we can pick up. I'm seeing the Colosseum again with lots and lots of doors in a circle, and spirits are zipping into them.
I just came from Italy, where I also ascended from the sea mostly.
From the sea,
from
you're
the
seeing
sea,
people?
in various different places, thousands upon
Thousands, right?
thousands.
And Tom, I can see them now as Tommy showed them to me as colors.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
colors of their aura.
I'm seeing it right now, but I'm seeing it in the angel.
What
I'm
are you
looking at
seeing?
the angel, and it's a constant.
I think Christ is standing right here.
I asked him to be
There's
here
a-
tonight.
He's
Thank
right.
you,
There's
Jesus.
a constant.
Christ.
There's a constant blue. Michael's here
Jesus.
too. There's a constant blue in that angel that.
So
doesn't-
Michael's
that's
here.
not changing.
Michael's always with
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Actually, you know, I had asked Father, Mother
feel the
God,
pulsing?
Holy Spirit, Jesus, and Archangel Michael to be here
Going right
tonight.
through
So,
me.
You feel the pulsing? You feel the energy?
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Vibrating.
Oh,
Here,
yeah.
let's do it palm to palm. That will make it quicker. And you see anything, my dear?
No, my hands are hot.
Your hands are hot. Yeah, mine are too. Your
Well,
hands are
that's-
hot. Yeah.
That happens
Here,
to me.
hand to hand,
My
palm
hand
to
gets
palm.
hot, gets hot as forget about it. When the Holy Spirit flows through me, you could move away. You could be
You're
combustible.
muy caliente. Caliente.
Somebody says, "Boy, you're hot." Really? You know. I love that thing. It's solid blue, right where I keep on looking, and I see the face. It looks like, kind of looks like a, not an Andromedan. What's some other guys? Achurians.
There's Illyrians too. I've had a lot of contact with them. Female energy, long hair, violet eyes with vertical slits.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, at first I was like,
about
vertical
this.
slits. I was like, that's like the, the Dracos or whatever. I thought it was,
Lizard.
but they turned out to be very benevolent. I've seen them prior to going to Europe. And then while I was in Europe, I was seeing them ascend from Herod. They were with me. They were showing me their female appendages for whatever reason. And I was
Their
like,
body
okay.
parts.
Yeah. And showing me their face, very
Should have
beautiful.
showed it to you. You're a girl.
It ain't no difference to me.
You show me nothing.
I've seen plenty of males in their appendages as well, but in spirit. And I was like, put that thing away.
And you say that in
I
front of
was
your
in-
husband. He's right there.
Oh, he knows.
Oh, you're
He's not
making me laugh
jealous. He's
tonight.
not jealous of his spirit, trust me.
You know what I'm hearing in my head? That song, "La Scapa La Pipi."
I do think several million have passed already. They're flying
Yeah, they're
into
flying
those
right in.
doors. They are flying into those doors.
Now I hear the song, "Count the Headlights on the Highway."
Can't the headlights on the highway?
Well, I just
'cause
heard
I'm
the
Jim-
song "On the Wings of Love," so really,
Aw.
that's sweet. "On the Wings of Love," Ariel's
And she's right there doing that.
Yeah. So,
with the
you
Book
know,
of Love.
now this will clear out a lot of negative energies, because imagine if you died and you were stuck here because you didn't realize you were dead and you didn't take your door, or you were connected to a loved one. You wanted to make sure they were safe, and then, but they can't see you or hear you.
Right.
Imagine how frustrating and awful that must be. You know what I mean? To be stuck here between realms. So this is good. This is very good.
Absolutely. How many times they frightened me? Clocks falling off the wall, who's talking in my ear, external voices, all the kinds of things happening. That's how I learned how to send them into the light.
Yeah.
Send them into the light. Sometimes they would ask me to send them into the light.
Oh
They
yeah.
would, because they would hear me talking out loud, and they were like, "Can you send me into the light? I want to go home. I want to see my parents. I'm lost." So I would never. So now I just set my intent. I light the candle in the morning, and I ask Archangel Michael and the legions of light and sentinels of light and Archangel Gabriel to watch over these beings of light. Whoever wants to ascend, the vortex is open to
Now
go.
it's time to go.
So, you know, the thing that I think is important is who directs what door they go to, or maybe they just know to go to a certain door. You know what I mean? Because
But
when
I'm just
Well,
saying it
I
now,
always
with
say,
your-
I ask
with
God
your
to send them
rising,
home
if
for
they
the
go
healing.
where they're supposed to go.
yeah, it's kind of, I guess
They
that
go, yeah.
it's beaconed.
It's
There's
gonna-
a
it's gonna
beacon
go-
there.
It's also going to go by the level that they ascended to during this life. So
Right.
Whatever, if it's 2, 1, 3.
Right, they'll all go to whatever dimension and realm that they need to go for their healing.
Yeah. Then
That's how we
they're
approach
probably
it.
destined to be reborn, come back into the earth, into the life, and then try to ascend from there to move up in their levels. Yeah.
Do it again.
Okay.
I just heard a little kid say, hip hip hooray.
Yeah, yeah. When people come to me, they just say, "I'm stuck. Help me go.
Help me, I'm
Help
stuck,"
me."
yeah.
Yeah, and you know, it's sad. So I always call on God and ask Him to send him to the right door.
You hear that?
Open the door. What?
I'm hearing like a clicking noise.
It's coming from that. You can hear it.
No, this was not that. This was like clicking, like a little kid going like that.
Probably the little kid that was just talking.
Well, I don't know when this energy's going to stop. Although,
It's flowing. I mean, we could probably do this all night.
yeah, probably.
Did you bring your pajamas?
No, but
Okay.
you know, but it's good to know that we're doing this, because you know what, it lightens the vibration of Earth too, because all these people are stuck here against their will at this point because they missed their door. And so now they can go. Plus even the dark ones who were afraid of the light, who have decided, I'm going to go try the light. You know, maybe it'll be better. You know?
Absolutely.
So we should feel a big difference tomorrow in the vibration that's on Earth, because these beings are coming from everywhere.
Want to raise all negation to the violet flame and the golden flame and the green emerald flame for transmutation to the God Most High in the universe, along with all, you know, all their thought systems, all their fears, everything is transmuted.
Guess what?
Well,
They're using the conch.
They're using,
okay, I thought so.
They're using the conch.
Interesting.
that's interesting.
Well, that's why I bring it. I heard bring
Oh, well, you said that a lot of sea beings
it's
are crossing
it's
over.
a vortex of,
Oh,
from
okay.
Neptune.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why they gave it to me,
He has his
and that's what I
crown.
was using.
You see his crown? You
Yeah.
got his hand, your hand on his crown.
Yeah. That's why I told me to bring it. It's
All right.
to help with the ascension. They know what we're doing. We just go
they set it up for us, definitely.
Exactly.
That's why I started talking to Tommy about it a day or two ago, so it could all be set up in advance, because they
It
can't set
always
this
is.
up that
Everything
second.
I did over the summer was set up way in advance.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
That's because we need to be,
Diligent.
non-resistant to who we are, and then it flows easier, and we just go with that flow.
right. Now, is this your first time assisting in crossing over spirits?
Is it?
No,
You-
you did,
you-
you did it
no,
before.
No, I've done it before.
Oh,
Yes.
good.
I've had to do it a few
Good,
times,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
that she would have some experience and see what it feels like.
I
Yeah.
actually, the first time I did it, I didn't know I did it. I woke up and it was a dream. And I called her and I was like, I had this wild dream. And then I told her about it. She goes, oh, that's where I was last night. Good.
Okay.
We did it.
Right, because we were sending
We were sending her,
spirits
like,
into the
a
light. So
boy.
she's doing with me in spiritual
Mm-hmm.
sense. So now she's going to do it in her physical body with her conscious, with her
Okay,
consciously.
we have 5 minutes left. We have to slow down the process. The souls that are attached here still, the ones that are passing, the porthole will be open, and you will cross into the light and ascend to your destination. Let's break this circle. 'cause we
Yeah, let's
have 5
break the
minutes.
circle and wait.
All right.
Get the
Can
energies flowing.
disconnect. Okay. All right. Oh boy, my thumb is kind of stuck there.
And I can't keep, I just have to keep going like this.
It's like,
Yeah, my thumb is stuck.
okay. Your thumb is stuck?
My thumb was stuck. Yeah.
Talk to Jesus, he'll fix it.
Yeah. You know. Well, the thumb is actually associated with the Godhead. Did you know that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. The thumb is associated, like all your fingers and toes are associated with different things, and the thumb is the Godhead. And
Thank
it's
you.
kind of stuck there. Oh.
Okay. Well, then if you're stuck on the Godhead, that's a good thing, I guess.
Oh yeah.
All right.
So.
Any last thoughts while we have a few minutes left? How'd you like this tonight?
It's cool.
Feel comfortable?
Yeah.
Wait till the next show, we're going to grill you. No, I'm only kidding. What about you, Joe? Any closing words?
Well, like I said, summer is coming to an end on the 21st, and we've had a very, very productive, 3 months of summer. That the central sun and the sun of 1,000, the light, the blazing light of 1,000 suns blazing through this earth for a long period of time, because it was the South, Archangel Michael, the sun. There was something about it that was very, very majestic. And as the summer ends and we go into autumn, it's the hibernation starts, and we can go back to sitting around tables and eating heavy food again.
Heavy food again.
Heavy
Okay.
Italian food, making the pastas and
Okay.
sauces and.
All right.
Now, one thing I want to point out for those who aren't aware, Tom and I were talking about it, the 23rd of September, actually my angels told me the 22nd it starts, is it's connected to Revelations in the Bible, and it has to do with a woman with the sun on her face, her feet, I think her feet are on the moon, and they actually outline it in the stars, comes into being, and it's supposed to be, I was reading the passage where it was talking about it, and I didn't mention this to you, but where it talked about Satan being locked up and his angels for the 1,000 years. I got a big chill test on that, so that means it's true. So that may mean that after the 22nd and the 23rd, things may take a big turn for the better.
Good.
So keep an eye, I mean, that's just next week. So we'll have to see, keep our eyes open and have our ear to the ground,
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Our armor is always on.
We have 2 minutes left, so let's thank our sponsors.
Yeah.
Antonio's Pork Store down in Tottenville and Aardvark Pest Control in Great Kills. 2 very, very good businesses and very reputable if you ever need that. Also, I'd like to thank our crew. Without them, we wouldn't be able to put out such a splendid product. And they're waving to us. And our studio audience, and of course our television home audience, we thank you for tuning in and watching us. Any questions or anything you may have, you can reach us on our email addresses that are on the credits. All right, and is your email information up
It
there?
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So feel free to contact Danielle or Josephine,
Right,
myself.
we just want everyone to know
Okay.
that if you need assistance in your awakening process, ask your angels to give you a sign and who to utilize to help you awaken into your empathic ability so that you can also become
That's it.
one with the universe.
And don't forget to recognize the God presence in you, because you are made in His image. You are a perfect being. Recognize it and become the person you're supposed to be.
Peace, poise, and power.
That's it.
That's nice, and I want to thank our guest.
Well, thank you for having me.
And yeah, for
Related to
the
being-
being a newbie and a first timer on a TV
Yep.
show, you're
did
doing
good.
great.
Wow, thank
Good
you.
night.
Doing
Wave,
great.
everybody. Bye now.
Bye bye, viewers. Bye.
Next time we're going to put this conch shell over there. This thing is like blocking my brain.